Hey there. I want us to talk a little bit about why we give kids praise and how we can do it effectively. So, why does it even matter to give kids praise? Shouldn't they just be intrinsically motivated to do certain things? Well, kids are pretty intrinsically motivated to do certain things, but those certain things are things like playing games, playing with their friends, eating dessert. But kids aren't always motivated intrinsically to brush their teeth, to put on their clothes instead of pajamas. Kids don't necessarily subscribe to or understand all of the social rules that we have around things like that. They also don't have the prefrontal cortex capacity to reflect on eating healthy today so that you have more energy later. A lot of what kids do is very now driven. So as adults, we help them by motivating them in other ways, and giving them praise is a way for them to start internalizing the positive aspects of doing those things that they need to do that maybe they aren't super intrinsically motivated to do right now. So one of the ways that's super helpful to praise is by giving a labeled or specific praise. What does that mean? If I tell you, good job, awesome, you might wonder, for what? So we want to tell a kid, good job for doing this. Thank you for doing this. And I'll tell you a secret, it's actually really great if you also speak that way to other adults. It's helpful when you tell someone who's holding the door for you, not just thanks, but also, hey, thanks for holding the door for me. People really appreciate getting specific, positive feedback about what they do. We actually don't do that enough for other adults. But with kids, they can't read your mind. Other adults can't either. But it helps them understand, what is it about what I was doing that was helpful? What is it about what I was doing that you are thanking me for? That helps them do it more often. We want to make that praise specific enough that they know what to do the next time, and also that they're more motivated to do that than they are to do the opposite behavior. So that's another place where we can use praise, is if there's a behavior that's tough for a kid to do, we want to praise that more, because the more you praise a behavior like that, the more you're going to see it. The other piece is, if there's a behavior that's hard for a kid not to do, let's just give the example of screaming or yelling. Some kids talk in a really loud voice. Usually telling them to stop screaming isn't super effective. So when we make our praises, we want to really capture those times that kids are doing the correct thing, like speaking in an indoor voice, using a quiet voice, and praising that. So why wouldn't I just praise thanks for not yelling, thanks for not screaming? Well, it doesn't tell them really what they did well that you're praising. It's just a lack of a behavior. So I can't really replicate the lack of behavior. So it makes it a lot harder for them to keep doing the thing that you want them to do. Instead, if I phrase my praise positively, like thanks for using an inside voice, thanks for speaking so quietly or nicely or calmly, that helps them to be able to replicate that same way of talking again. That's the goal of praise. It also often helps to function improving kids' self-esteem, helping them write a more positive story about themselves, and helping them to start to see, I am really good at doing these appropriate, positive, awesome things that other people are noticing that I can do too. Thanks for listening.